Hello viewers, we meet again in the duration of 24 hours channel. Let's take a few minutes a day to listen the hottest news, the notable events that have happened on 24 hours channel. In today's news, let's go through the main noteworthy contents right away.
Breaking news. Finally, China has decided to release water from the Three Gorges Dam due to the unusually heavy rains in recent days. This marks the first time in history that the dam has been used for flood discharge, leading to a city in China being submerged, with thousands of homes swept away. The damages caused by the water release from the Three Gorges Dam are immeasurable. According to People's Daily, yesterday, on 7/2023, Chinese officials began opening two floodgates of the Three Gorges Dam. This decision was made to alleviate the pressure caused by the heavy rainfall on the Yangtze River and ensure the dam's capacity to prevent floods. China has been facing continuous heavy rains in recent days, resulting in unprecedented floods and devastating consequences. Observers stated that the flood discharge from the Three Gorges Dam does not have any impact on Vietnam. However, they warned that dark skies and prolonged heavy rains originating from China are now crossing into Vietnam. The forecast for the next week predicts continuous heavy rains and strong winds in Vietnam, especially in the bordering provinces of the northwest, adjacent to China. The Three Gorges Dam is widely known as the largest dam in the world, constructed on the Yangtze River, also known as the Changjiang River, one of the world's third largest rivers and the largest river in China. The water release was initiated to reduce the pressure from the heavy rainfall on the Yangtze River and ensure the dam's capability to prevent flooding. Prior to this, the water level in the Three Gorges Reservoir reached 147 meters, which is 2 meters higher than the flood warning level, leading to concerns about possible defamation and potential collapse of the dam, urging emergency evacuations. However, the South China Morning Post has quoted Quach Tuan, a researcher from China's Seismological Institute, to refute the rumors, asserting that the Three Gorges Dam remains intact and capable of holding a much larger amount of water than its original design. Nonetheless, regions in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River are currently facing historic flooding, landslides, and erosion in the city of Chongqing, Sichuan, causing severe damages. Currently, China is not only facing severe rockslides near the Three Gorges Dam but also experiencing emergency flood alerts in all major and minor rivers across 80 provinces and cities in the southern part of the country. According to China's Ministry of Emergency Management, the prolonged abnormal rainfall for the past 30 days has resulted in at least 100 casualties and affected over 800 million people in mainland China, with tens of millions of people forced to evacuate. Moreover, over 9,000 houses have collapsed and another 10,000 houses have been damaged. The estimated economic losses are immense, reaching billions of US dollars. The danger and devastation caused by heavy rains, floods, landslides, earthquakes, and tsunamis are unprecedented in China, and the threat extends to Vietnam in the upcoming days. Reuters reported that the provinces in central, south, and east China will continue to experience prolonged heavy rains, with rainfall ranging from 40 to 60 millimeters per hour. The International Meteorological and Hydrological Service warns that the heavy rain in China is likely to spread to Vietnam. Satellite images show that some northern mountainous provinces of Vietnam will experience heavy rainfall in the coming days, causing floods and landslides. Furthermore, China's Central Meteorological Service continued to issue warnings of continuous heavy rains in the upcoming days. This continuous warning has been a rare move in China, highlighting the severity of the heavy rains, floods, landslides, earthquakes, and tsunamis that the country is currently facing. This situation is extremely dire and poses a potential threat to Vietnam as well. Therefore, many provinces and cities in southern China, such as Sichuan, Chongqing, Guizhou, Yunnan, Guangxi, Jiangxi, and Fujian, will experience heavy to very heavy rainfall, with places like Chongqing, Guizhou, and Hubei expecting rainfall of 100 to 150 millimeters per hour. Among the provinces affected by heavy rains in China in the coming days, Yunnan and Guangxi will continue to face heavy downpours. It's worth noting that these provinces share borders with Vietnam, making the northern provinces of Vietnam also susceptible to the impact of the heavy rainfall and dark skies from China. The forecast indicates that these northern provinces of Vietnam will experience heavy and extremely heavy rains in the following days. On July 2023, China's media officially confirmed that the Three Gorges Dam conducted its first flood discharge of the year, amidst concerns and speculations that the dam was at risk of collapse. The Three Gorges Dam, known as one of the world's largest construction projects, spans the Yangtze River in China and has drawn significant international attention. In recent days, floods have been reported in many areas downstream of the Three Gorges Dam in China. You have probably heard about the issue of the Three Gorges Dam and the flooding situation in China in recent days, as it has been covered by media worldwide. However, very few people know the primary purposes for which the Three Gorges Dam in China was constructed. Allow me to inform you that the Three Gorges Dam was built with three main objectives: electricity generation, flood control, and facilitating waterway transportation. The Hong Kong Economic Journal commented that the incessant heavy rains in the southern region have challenged the flood control capacity of the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River. Observers have recently raised questions about whether the floods in the areas near the Three Gorges Dam are related to the dam's water release. Canhoexin News Agency reported that the dam carried out its first flood discharge of the year. Canhoexin reported that due to the prolonged heavy rainfall in the middle and upper reaches of the Yangtze River over the past month, the water level in the Three Gorges Dam reservoir has continuously increased. To release a massive amount of water to prevent future flooding, the dam was opened to discharge water, according to observers. While all mainstream newspapers and China's central television CCTV have not reported on floods and natural disasters in China, they have instead focused on battles in the South China Sea, conflicts, tensions, and riots in the US, and the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine over the past year. However, there is a piece of information that is considered significant and many people are concerned about, which is the idea of building the Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River that dates back hundreds of years. In 1918, leader Sun Yat-sen proposed the construction of this dam. Subsequently, many experts conducted surveys and made plans for the construction. However, due to historical reasons and lack of resources, the dam remained a distant dream for mainland China. Before the construction of the Three Gorges Dam, people living in the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River suffered severe human and material losses due to floods. In 1931 alone, floods destroyed 333,000 acres of farmland and claimed the lives of over 145,000 people. In 1953, Chairman Mao Zedong revived the project and directed a feasibility study for the Three Gorges Dam. The project started detailed planning in 1955, with the proponents arguing that the dam would control floods on both sides of the Yangtze River, boost domestic trade, and provide a significant portion of electricity for mainland China. On the contrary, opponents worried about the risk of dam collapse and its terrible consequences for 1.9 million people living along the riverbanks. The destruction of the natural landscape and historical archaeological sites and architectural heritage, along with the environmental impact of the project, could not be underestimated, especially given its large scale. Scientists fear that accumulating such a vast amount of water would lead to earthquakes and terrain erosion, posing increasingly significant risks over time. It is no wonder that the International Rivers Organization has called the Three Gorges Dam a disaster and even dubbed it China's death trap. This demonstrates the World Bank's refusal to fund the project, expressing deep concerns about environmental impacts and other factors. Many Chinese and foreign engineers at the time urged the Beijing government not to invest heavily in the construction of the Three Gorges Dam because it would be China's doom. However, the Beijing government at that time did not heed the advice and guidance of the scientific experts. They continued to construct the Three Gorges Dam, and now China cannot escape the risk of being submerged. Due to various issues, the project was delayed for nearly 40 years, and by 1992, Prime Minister Li Peng managed to persuade the Chinese National People's Congress to approve the project, although nearly one-third of the deputies opposed or abstained from voting. A rare scene was observed during the dam's groundbreaking ceremony in 1994. Observers noted that Chairman Jiang Zemin did not appear alongside Prime Minister Li Peng, but the project still proceeded. Despite numerous scandals and corruption during the dam's construction, it was still completed. Concerns about the Three Gorges Dam began to surface in the summer of 2019, after satellite images showed signs of the dam's deformation due to water pressure. However, authorities dismissed claims that the dam was unsafe. This year's monsoon season has exacerbated the situation, with unprecedented floods in southern China becoming the first major challenge for the Three Gorges project. During a press conference, the head of China's water resources, Jiangshan, also acknowledged that water levels in at least 150 rivers in China had reached red alert levels, indicating the dam's limited flood control capacity. Chinese scientist Zhen Zhang, a hydrology expert, warned that the Three Gorges Dam is not as stable as people had imagined. Hence, the question of when the Three Gorges Dam will collapse, be damaged, or destroyed remains unanswered. Everything depends on Mother Nature, the rains, floods, earthquakes, and tsunamis.
Above with the detailed summary of the notable content of the day from 24 Hours channel. Thank you all for your attention and staying tuned until the end of this video. Please leave your feedback in the comment section below so that our team can respond properly. Goodbye and see you again in the next new update from 22 Hours channel.